Hi, everybody. John Haldy here, and I'm excited to have Nick Salas and Michael Nalepka from FleetDrive360 with me. Gentlemen, how are you?
Wonderful.
Doing well. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here. So, for those watching, Nick and Michael and I met recently through a mutual friend, and we got to chatting about what they do. And I was wowed by the software solution they have, and I wanted to get them on here to talk about it and share it with you because I want to learn more about it. And I have a feeling TSPs should be very interested in what FleetDrive 360 is doing. So, Michael, to kick us off, would you mind giving us sort of a brief summary of what the product does?
Sure. At FleetDrive360, what we've done is we've reinvented trucking compliance into an all-in-one platform, right, which is a little bit different. Now, we've taken an automated compliance into a cloud software platform for carriers. So they've got greater visibility, they've got safety and compliance statuses of all their business, so they can make smart decisions, right? Getting that information front and forward for them. We've got automated workflows and integrations, data analytics. And this helps fleets to stay compliant. And compliance is a pretty big word, but it's actually, we want to make it really easy for you. We provide you the resources, the information you need to make smart, good decisions. Keep you out of those lanes with the FMCSA where you can maybe have problems, but staying compliant with FMCSA regulations is key. Now, what we offer is a cloud-based document management solution. That's first and foremost. And it includes hiring and onboarding, workflows to properly onboard drivers, manage those digital DQ files, make them digital, in fact, get you out of the paper world, even coax you and help you on the scanning world to get you out of paper, and help you to maintain even vehicle maintenance files, all of that in one system in the cloud. And we also include managing your drug and alcohol random testing programs. So that's all in one.
Now, if I could summarize that, because I'm an idiot and sometimes I get lost in things, you're going to track all the paperwork to keep drivers compliant.
That's correct.
You're going to track all the paperwork to keep the equipment compliant.
Correct.
Let's talk about where you guys are operating today, because it's not the FedEx ground world, right?
Correct.
And
We're
I
working
think,
with everyone from a single truck owner operator to fleets of over 1,000 vehicles and everything in between. And I think one of the benefits of our platform is every carrier is different. Every carrier's needs are different. Similar to the TSP, having some specific requirements that are a little bit different and above and beyond what traditional carriers may have. And since we built our platform to be customizable on a carrier level, we can tweak it and adjust it to make sense to your specific needs.
okay, because I want to get into that because the FedEx world is different from typical trucking in a lot of respects, right? So, as an example, Nick, I think that FedEx has a single drug and alcohol testing group, and they take care of that because they're the DOT of record. Your system's flexible enough to allow that to function that way, or at least take it out of the hands of the TSP if they don't need to do that?
Absolutely. And I mean, just the way I live my life, the way I run our business, two is one and one is none. You can't trust anyone to make sure that your information is correct and straight. And you can't trust that their systems and processes are always going to be perfect. So you don't have to use all aspects of our system. You don't have to run through our drug and alcohol testing program, but you can store those records and keep that data up in the cloud in one consistent system. So it's at your fingertips when you need it.
Michael, does your system allow the drivers to participate in this, or is all the work put on the back office people to gather this info from the drivers and upload it?
That's a great question. We integrate with various systems. We actually have our own driver application, smartphone-based system. So we can replicate what the fleet's doing now and put that into our driver form on the smartphone, or we have our own. So basically, when they enter that information, it's coming right into our system. And if they have other documents that might accompany that, they can actually download them right from the application, take a picture of it, click, and as that process is gone through, the folks in the back office at the TSP, they can see the progress because it goes in the same order that the driver is applying for the job and filling in information and uploading, et cetera, until it's completed. So there's really clarity on both sides.
Gotcha. So the driver would get prompted through the app, hey, you've got a med card expiring, you've got to get this squared away, and they could just upload it?
If I could answer that, there's not an app. It's a mobile-based website because, people are tired of apps. There's so many apps. Download this app, download that app. And a lot of the drivers don't want to put that stuff on their personal cell phone. So what we do is we send them a text message and an email. It's got a link. We're letting them know that, hey, this thing is expiring or this inspection is due, whatever that event may happen to be. We can provide customized messaging on a carrier level if you have specific things you want them to do that's company policy versus, your TSP policy. And then you click that link, they use their cell phone to fill the updated information, they snap a photo, they send it back into the system. It's eliminating those little all you have to do's, those steps in between processes of, okay, I got to download this, or how many hours do people spend a week chasing down drivers to update a document? So we're involving them in the process, we're driving them through the process, and then you're capturing that info digitally, and it's letting you know as the carrier that something's been updated so you can review it and make sure that that information was accurate.
Gotcha. Does your system handle the complexity of maybe you've got 3 people in your office and some people can't see certain sensitive pieces of information?
Yes, sir. We do have permission levels that you can segregate certain types of information out.
Gotcha. Okay. I love that. And so there's a dashboard too, I'm assuming, that somebody in the office can quickly see red, green, yellow kind of stuff?
Absolutely. The dashboard, it works in little bullets where it's red, green, or amber. Stop, caution, go. Right?
Well, the idea is, like, you need to be able to close your eyes and open them and instantly know the compliance status of your business. You don't have time to constantly look at this document management process. And that's where the platform really excels, is we tell you what to pay attention to, and we give you instant visibility from your vehicles, your company documents, any custom documents you may want to add to the dashboard. Instant visibility.
Okay, it's got a lot of power, but Nick, is it complicated for somebody to set up when they start out?
Michael can work with it.
Yeah, I mean, if I can do it at my level, anybody can do it. No, in all sincerity, it is very simple to use, easy to understand. There's a lot of technical stuff going on behind the scenes, but the folks that are using it really don't need to see that. It's just that the front end of it is so simple between, again, red, yellow, and green all the way across. So I can instantly look at my fleet and know that all my driver's documents are compliant right now. I'm in the hiring process. I can look and say, okay, well, you're missing this one document. Very easy to understand, instead of opening the file folder, going to this website, having to check 5 or 6 different disparate systems. Now it's all in one.
No, John, can I add to that? Do you mind?
Please. I'm trying to learn. This is great stuff.
So we have some dirty words in our business. Is all you have to do. Those are bad words, and we're not allowed to say that. And when we were creating these dashboards and these workflows, and we were talking about how to use it, anytime that phrase, well, all you have to do is, came up, it was a hard stop in the meeting. And okay, how do we automate that? How do we work around that? How do we eliminate all of these all you have to do's? Because it's easy when you're only keeping one ball in the air, throw it, catch it, throw it, catch it. But when you have 30 balls in the air, you miss some. So that's kind of the mindset that we took. The way that it kind of turned into, and the kind of the ethos of the business is, compliance is complex, but managing it doesn't have to be.
Okay. Then you understand the TSP world, because on a day when you only have 30 balls in the air, it's like a half-day holiday or something like that.
Yeah, because I guess you've got your FMCSA regulations, you've got state specific regulations, and then you have the extra burdens that you're put through to run through some of the more, I guess, difficult to use systems that these TSP carriers are having to use. The folks that we've been prototyping with and working with on the TSP side, kind of guiding us through learning this process, they have a lot of complaints about what they're having to do and the way they're forced to use certain platforms. And we've really listened to kind of what they've had to say and trying to solve that pain.
So Nick, if we assume that you've built a good, easy to use workflow system, I'm curious, in your experience working with folks outside of the FedEx world, what are some of the horror stories that you solve? What are some of the things that people not using this end up getting bit in the ass by?
So I know this is stupid. the UCR, and this is something that TSPs don't have to deal with because FedEx is the DOT of record. But the UCR is a really simple document. It costs anywhere between $50 and $250 for a carrier. It expires on December 31st every single year. And it right now, one of my friends is an Oklahoma DOT officer. That's the #1 ticket that he's writing. Something as simple as a UCR that always expires on the same date and people still can't keep that particular thing in order. Imagine the 7, 8, 10 different files you have for every truck, for every driver, for the vehicle inspections, for the maintenance logs and documents and accident, all the other stuff that goes into it, and how easy it is to drop those balls.
Yeah, I hear these horror stories about red
And
books being out of
John, if
compliance.
you think about it from an auditing perspective, so when a fleet gets audited, right, they're put in the situation where an auditor comes out and it's almost like the IRS is visiting them, right? I don't want to say the FBI, but it's like an IRS audit. And whatever you put forward to them, they say, well, we want these documents. If you're just rummaging through stuff and handing it to them, that's basically like handing that over to the opposing counsel. It's a fishing expedition. So what we do is by specifically having the documents, doc typed and in the system compliant, they're going to ask for certain documents. They may not ask for all 15 or 20 of them that are absolutely imperative for you to be compliant with FMCSA. They may only want 2 or 3. So what do most fleets do? I don't say most, but a number of them, they might just hand the file over to them. Whoa, don't do that. This way, with our system, you look at it and it's just, I can click on the documents that auditor needs and provide that, and case closed, move on.
Well, let's take that back to your TSP world, because again, they're not the DOT of record. So they're not the ones that are getting brought into that audit. But what do you think happens when FedEx gets pulled into the audit? They're going to come to you and say, we need this info yesterday, and we need
but
it
don't
organized
forget,
and clean
FedEx can audit a TSP
at the same time. Yep.
or whatever they want to.
So you'd have everything that they may ever want to see in one system that you can easily provide to them, reports that you can one click and deliver directly from the dashboard. You're not clicking through 15 different screens and some complicated, AS400 style green screen system with F1, F2, F3 to get from screen to screen. It's really simple and clean. And that was the whole design from the beginning.
I know what you just said because I'm a nerd. Let me put it in TSP terms. You're not sitting there trying to search Google Drive or OneDrive for driver name, hoping you find the right document.
Well, and they're giving you, they're telling you, this big massive corporation, they're telling you what they need, but they're not giving you the means and methods to get it in an efficient and clean and simple manner. They're just saying, this is what I want, figure it out. And that's where I think we've got a neat opportunity for us to learn and for us to better ourselves and provide your team and your connections a really neat solution and product. Is we've got these automated workflows that can be tweaked and adjusted and customized. We had a fleet of 1,000 vehicles. They're a private seed company based out of Indiana, second largest in the country. They had 900 vehicles. We had them up and running in 2 weeks in our platform and starting getting the benefit out of the platform. So it's that easy to get it up and running and start organizing and improving your business. He saves 4 hours a week, every week, just not picking up the phone or texting drivers to get documents brought in.
So a typical TSP, John, I'll pick a number, 5 trucks, 15, 50, 100, 200, in that range, it's a very quick onboarding time for them, right? And we can help them get their documents in order fast, and it's not a painful process. I mean, we can even do scanning for them, help them, teach them how to scan themselves, and digitize all their records.
Well, when you get to know TSPs, you're going to hear the same thing over and over and over again, Michael. I know I should do that, but I haven't got the time. So it sounds like you've got the silver bullet here to make this as painless as possible so they can cover their ass.
That's true.
Time's the only resource you can't get back. And that's our #1 thing. It's return on attention, return on time. It's your most valuable resource. And that's the goal of FleetDrive, is to give you time back to focus on improving your bottom line, coaching your drivers to avoid hard braking incidents or improve your delivery times, improve your on-time accuracy. That's where you should spend your time, not managing documents.
So,
Exactly.
Michael, you mentioned that when we talked previously, you are really interested in figuring out if what you guys do would be valuable for TSPs, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we are all ears. We did not come into this game thinking we know everything. Okay, just as a bit of history about us, we were founded because of one of our founders owned a trucking company, and they got their authority pulled, they got dinged really bad, and one of our founders went out and looked all over for software that he could get easy to use, easy to manage, couldn't find it. So he just went out and started building it. And that was a few years ago. And that experience of being born out of pain is where we are with FleetDrive360 now. So fleet size, TSP, 10 trucks, 20 trucks. We've lived it. Our ownership has lived it and been there and knows how to respond. And that's why we created the system to be really, really easy to use. When I say it's been reinvented, that's what we did. Came from the ground up. We did not come in like perhaps one of the big safety companies out there. Not saying anything negative about them, but what happens is on the support side in particular, big company, you might get thrown over the wall a lot of times. And you got to get on the phone for support, and nobody calls you for a couple of days, or we can't get to your issue for 30 days. How's that going to fit in your schedule? That's not us at all. We are one-on-one. You call us, you reach us. We care. And actually, we want to listen to whatever TSPs have to say. Look at our product, and if there's shortcomings in it, let us know. And if you like what you see, let us know. So we're all ears. We are very good at what we do, and we care, and our people care. But hearing from the fleets themselves is key. We're all ears.
And Nick, your dev team, you're coming personally to Miami in a few weeks. We're recording this for posterity in mid-January 24. You're coming to the Miami conference so you can learn from TSPs, right?
That's the key word. I'm coming to learn. I'm coming to find out how we can get better. A feature that I hear about someone say, it'd be really cool if you could do X. And I see him a month later and I say, hey, you remember that idea you had? Let me show you how it's in production now. This is something that we did. We're small and nimble enough and built the system from the ground up to be flexible like that we can take feedback and turn it into a feature set really quickly.
So you're trying to drive it to have a TSP specific solution and package, right?
Yes, sir. Because the questions that you need for, 49 CFR 391 FMCSA regulation is not all that these TSPs have to collect in data and information. So we want to add those extra questions into the application process, those extra documents and background screening pieces to give you a total solution. And it's something that we can do very quickly.
And actually, John, every TSP might not be exactly identical to the next one.
Oh, no, none of them are.
That's
but
what
they
I'm
all
saying.
have to deal with the same customer.
Right. So there may be a few different document requirements and compliance requirements from fleet to fleet. We're real flexible to be able to change that and adapt to that. So we're not.
Well, some of them have more than one fleet. I mean, I've met a few TSPs and they're not just TSP fleets. They also have, they're either, for hire or private trucking fleets that they're also managing. So you can roll those up to one dashboard, managing them separately and having segregated systems, but being able to look at it from a strategic view, looking down over both of your businesses with one login.
Fair to say, since you're not sure what the package is for TSPs, you don't have a sense of price yet?
I think we've got a pretty good idea. We go anywhere from $5 per driver per month up to $30 per driver per month, and it depends on what you're using in the platform. There is no one size fits all for anyone. So we're flexible and we can tweak and adjust to the needs of a specific TSP and come up with a pricing program that makes sense for them.
What's your roadmap look like? Do you have new features coming soon that the TSP should care about, Michael?
We absolutely do. We're constantly updating, and we're on a what would you call a 2-week sprint cycle. That's kind of techno terms for development, but If something needs to be fixed immediately, we can do it on the spot. We've got a roadmap that goes out several months, and we've got big top line projects. We don't want to talk about them now. I would say that 85 to 90% of what a TSP needs, we likely already have it in our product, and we could either configure or make some tweaks or adjustments, as Nick says, to get them off the ground quickly if they want it to be.
Awesome.
Now, things that are coming out before we even see you guys in January, and then again before our next big development when we'd see you out in Dallas, we're adding PSP integration and SIDless screening integration. Those two go live between now and January 31st. We're piloting with a variety of other carriers and TSPs for other features and the additional questions from the FedEx side that you need to have. But all of these would be live across the entire platform prior to seeing you guys out in Dallas.
Nick and Michael, when we edit the video, may we put your contact information so people who are interested can contact you directly with questions?
Absolutely. If you want to put it on the screen with our email or phone number, absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I'll get that from you after this. If they want to talk to you and contribute to your figuring out the TSP story, are you looking for beta users now?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
And challenge us. Give us ideas. I really like what this guy does. I really like what this system does. You only get better through adversity, and a lot of people shy away from that. I want people to tell me how to get better, and that's the only way that we're going to improve the platform.
A lot of
TSPs
people
live
get
in
really
adversity.
comfortable, John,
They'll
in their
speak
own.
up.
What was that, John?
I said TSPs live in adversity. They'll speak up. They're not shy.
Well, look, it's all about conformity versus being open to change. We build our company, and the way we think is we can change on a dime tomorrow if that's what the TSP or our customers want. So we're not lockstepped into one way of thinking. This is the way it's got to be. You got to do it our way. We're all ears to hear from the TSPs when we are at the conference or otherwise. Our names will be posted at the end of this presentation, according to John. And anybody that sees this, more than welcome to email Nick or I, call us, talk to us at the conference, or otherwise.
Here's why I'm excited about you guys. The TSP community often feels like the forgotten little submarket of trucking because it's kind of trucking light since it's contracted carrier. Very few vendors are looking to tailor their system to the TSP world. And you guys seem to have embraced that completely. And the more that we can get tools that really make TSPs' lives better and save them time and money, the better for the entire network. So I'm excited to have you guys join the community, and I'm happy to help introduce you to folks because I would love to see you all be successful and help these guys be successful on their end. That's our mission. So we're dovetailing in that regard.
I mean, everybody's business is different. Everybody's needs are different, and they change daily. And that was what our founder, Ohm, had, deep in his heart when he started to write the original code is, I don't know what tomorrow looks like. So I need to make sure that the core foundation of this building is flexible. We can make these tweaks and adjustments. You want to go into oil and gas? Great. Let's bolt on a module that's specific to oil and gas. You're going to go into power line? Perfect. Let's just bolt on another module for power line. It's the way we were designed. So we're not doing any, and I don't mean to downplay, we're not doing anything different for just TSPs that we're not doing for everybody. We were designed to be nimble and to adjust to the needs of our carriers.
Well, I can't thank you guys enough for taking time to share what's going on with y'all. I look forward to seeing you in Miami in a few weeks. Nick and Michael, huge thank you and welcome to the community. We're delighted to have you, and we're looking for great things from y'all.
Can't wait to see you down in Miami.
Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing everybody in Miami. And John, we appreciate this time.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll talk soon.